yeah, just give another few minutes here, let everyone join up. And then I'll share my screen and we will get after it. You need those 4-digit P&Ls to get natives love. Yeah, maybe when the market actually moves. Volatility's so absolutely dead, it's crazy. Shit's so annoying. What's going on, Vlad? It's coming, Kirby. Next week. I can feel it. Alright, I am going to share my screen here. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming through, brother. Okay. All right, let me know if you guys can see my screen. Should be good. All right, sweet. All right, so let's jump in. I mean, we'll cover the market, just kind of where we're at briefly, and then I'm going to dive into those bots and go over the new ones we just released, which again are the OBOS RSI divs. So they're only showing you coins across the entire market that have divergences in overbought or oversold. So now instead of having to use the OBOS bot and kind of correlate it with the RSI bot, or just take, coins that are overbought, oversold with your own divs that you see, now we're straight up going to be telling you exactly which coins across the entire market on all the time frames as we do have divergences in overbought or oversold. So we'll take a look at the market first and foremost. You can see like we're compressing here. Things are getting tight. Volatility is super, super low. But at the same time, selling has decreased and like the chances of making a brand new low seem to be quite low right now, barring any crazy war news and things like that. With volatility being so low and volume so low, that is the annoying part, is that news really can move the market. So it's a bit of a difficult market right now. Just know if you're struggling that, you're not alone. It's been tough to navigate for a lot of people, even people very experienced. So I'm kind of watching for like this level here to be flipped around 68.6. That will most likely make a move up to like the big resistance here. Or we end up losing this here, breaking out of this pattern and come down into here, take these lows out here, which I'd be looking for longs into this area, especially if we get some divergences and some long triggers here. But it's the weekend, not much has happened. It's just a super slow compression. Like these are H4 candles. This has just been brutal, right? It's just very tight. It's the same thing with ETH. ETH looking a little worse, very clear compression here. And, I'm looking at a sweep into these lows here and the H4 and daily level. Outside of that, just playing it level to level, either come up here for a short or we end up flipping this level and going for, the next level above. But right now there's not a whole lot going on. So there's not too much to cover in the market. It's kind of been the same old, same old. So we're just going to dive right into the new bots. I've already seen a ton of you guys in the Discord killing it with them. You've got Hassan. I know Kirby's been looking at them. You've got G2K. I know he's always killing it. He's always looking at divs too, so I'm assuming he's using it. You got FTW. And this is a weekend, right? Like I think we dropped this Thursday or Friday. I can't remember. And people are already killing it in this absolutely compressed shit market. So, even when we go through the alerts here, you're going to see that majority, if not almost all of the alerts are just for low cap coins because there's no volatility. Today we have a lot for some high caps, but like if you go back to the start of the alerts, which we launched on the 19th, so Yeah, it's about Friday. They're just going to be, for the most part, mid caps and low caps because that's all that's moving right now with this absolutely crushed volatility. But when things really start picking up and we start actually getting some really nice market moves, these bots are going to be absolutely phenomenal. And the best part too is that these bots will even help you navigate these times that are super choppy. I've been building and working inside of Woodsbot with Woods and Dallin Native for like over 2 years now. And we've gone through so many iterations of bots. And I can wholeheartedly say that like this iteration of the bots, which is only going to show you divergences in overbought or oversold territory, is without a doubt the most effective. And quite honestly, like almost as close as you can get it if you combine it with the levels from the indicator to being a straight up buy and sell type of thing, right? And we're gonna go over, a ton of different plays, how you can scalp with these bots, so the lower time frame trades on like the M30, M15, as well as how you can swing with these and kind of have a more broad overall view of the market. Same as always, right? Looking at the daily and the H4 and stuff. So what's going on, Mello? What's going on, Talisman? Get some coffee in me here. All right, so let's actually dive into the bots here. So as always, for anyone who is new and who isn't in gold or anything yet, we offer for free over 20 plus bots. This is what they will look like. You have everything from Monday range to RSI heat maps to liquidations to these new bots here to just straight up divergences. And I'll just briefly run through what like these actual alerts look like. So the different time frames, you have 1 hour, 4 hour daily, 30 minute and 15 minute. Every time that candle closes on the respective time frame, you are given an alert from the entire altcoin market. So every 30-minute close across the entire altcoin market, you'll be generated an alert showing you which coins, in this instance for these new bots, they have a divergence and they are also in overbought or oversold. Again, for those who are new, overbought and oversold, when you're looking at the RSI, it comes with a standard marking here. Anything above 70 is overbought and anything below 30 is oversold. So the divergences up here that you see, so this one isn't oversold, this one is. This one is in overbought, this one is not, right? So you can see when it's above or below the line, that is when it is mathematically overbought or oversold. And it doesn't mean it's an instant reversal, but there's a much, much higher likelihood of a reversal or pullback from that zone because it means that either buyers or sellers are losing momentum. So these are the types of triggers that you want to look for much higher hit rate trades. So my favorite time frame to trade is the 30-minute time frame. And I naturally, even before these bots for quite some time now, have been trading 30-minute divergences in overbought or oversold, using these bots as well to find the trades. But now we literally have a bot that's going to specifically tell you when those are happening, right? So we also, for those who are just in verified or whatever, we have a Woodsbot indicator for TradingView. Has a number of features. Every level that you see, support or resistance, is derived from the indicator that I'm going to show you, as well as the divergences will show you in real time, just like this, when those divergences are there. There's no guesswork, it's just right in your face, divergence into levels. It pairs up with the RSI down at the bottom here. Makes it very, very simple for you guys. But that's kind of the overview for anyone who's not verified. And now let's get into like the actual trades and review those. So just let me get some coffee here. All right, so let's dive in. So again, these alerts, like I said, they will show the coin and it will show whether it is a bullish or bearish divergence. It will tell you where it is on the RSI. It will tell you the number of candles between the first and the second peak, and it will tell you the price. That's kind of how you read these. Not only that, we'll break it down by mid caps, low caps, and high caps. So you have the power to trade what kind of coins you want to trade. Low caps have more volatility. They're a lot more difficult to trade. If you're new or beginning or just trying to learn the strategies of Woodsbot with these bots specifically, I do not recommend trading low caps or mid caps. Just stick to high caps. But that's why we break these down for you guys, so that you can understand which level of coin you're trading. The higher the cap, the more it's going to respect levels, indicators, the divergences themselves and things like that. The more volume they have. So something to be aware of. But anyways, all these alerts you guys see here are just going to be pulled from inside of different alerts from here. So let's take a look at some of these trades. So some of the first alerts we got when we put this bot up, I think it actually was the first. So we're looking at H&T and Rose first. This was the second alerts ever given in this bot. This one is H&T specifically, and you can see this is when the alert was pinged, when this closed right here, giving you that 30-minute divergence. Now I put the levels from the indicator on. So if we just go to like 4 hour and I put the levels on, you can see this is a 4 hour support. And you also have a 2 hour support here for a nice kind of range. That's where that level comes from. And so we got the divergence into the level. So you can play these overbought, oversold divergences just as they are. But if you straight up pair them with the levels, especially H4 or H2 or daily from the indicator itself, you will have such a statistically high hit rate success with playing these. And you can go, and this is what I suggest for you as well. If you want to trade off this, if you want just one specific strategy that you can reliably trade from all of the Woodsbot tools, use the levels from the indicator and use the 30-minute and the 15-minute OBOS div bots. We have all of these past alerts for a reason. When I set these videos up, I go and look through all of these for the trades that played out. I'll just look, I'll look at this one, I'll look at this one, I'll look at this one, and I put together just a bunch of trades that ended up playing out, and you can go and back test yourself. And there's no strategy in the world that has a 100% hit rate. If someone tells you that, they can fuck off. It doesn't exist. But you can go and back test yourself, and I highly suggest and recommend you do that, because that's how you improve as a trader. You need to understand the data yourself. You need to see it. You need to understand how you would trade these alerts. But I'm just going back. It took me 10 minutes to get all of these trades. You just look the coin up with the indicator. You just put the div part on, and you can see exactly where it was there. And you can throw some levels on, and you can see exactly how you could have traded it. So anyways, this is HNT. This was the second alert in the Discord. 17% move. I didn't even think it was that big. That's fucking beautiful. So if you would have executed on the second alert this bot ever gave you, didn't even go under the divergence whatsoever, right? Absolutely beautiful. So that was a 17% move. Like I said, Rose was the second one. Again, you have your 4 hour level. You get the 30-minute divergence in oversold territory here into your level, and this resulted in this one was a 14% move. That's 30% in unleveraged moves off the first alerts from this bot. It's just absolutely beautiful. Keep rolling through. We have Cyber. So this one you can see was printing multiple divs down into here. This was, you would have got taken out of here, but there's no level here, right? So this is what I'm suggesting to you guys is the best way and the most effective way to play and trade this strategy with these bots is just take the trades that are into levels. So the levels that we give you from the indicator come from 3 years worth of data from the history, but they also take into account recent price action. Now, I can't tell you how we do this because that's the secret sauce, but these levels are beyond concrete. If you're trading around H4 levels or daily levels, they are 100% data driven, and you can't eyeball levels like this. It's just, these things are concrete, and go and back test it yourself. Don't take my word for it. Go and figure it out for yourself and look at it. But those who have used the bot and those who have used the indicator know exactly what I'm talking about. They give you beyond reliable levels to trade around. So right here, you had divergences, right? Again, these were oversold, but this was not around a level, so I wouldn't have taken this trade. You come down here and you start getting divs that are still in oversold. This is an area I would have looked at taking trades because of the actual H4 support level here. And you can see what happened. We bounced from it, came, retested it perfectly, and just got an absolutely beautiful move. Cyber has been very volatile, 20% up. So let's take a look at some shorts as well. Same thing, right? Loon C, you have extremely overbought. Okay, first of all, let me just ask, does anyone have any questions on what we're covering so far? I want to give you guys the chance. If anything isn't making sense, if you're not sure how to use the indicator, if you don't know what the bots mean in terms of the data here, anything at all, just let me know right now before we keep it rolling. This is your guys' time to learn. This is your guys' time to dive in, ask me questions, all of it. Beautiful, beautiful. I see a few people typing, so let's just see what they got to say here. Yeah, this is all part of gold. So the indicator that you get comes with gold, as well as not only these bots I'm showing you, but you get access to Monday range bots, RSI heat maps, liquidations, EMA bots, just normal divergence bots. You also get other bots such as, I just have them favorited. You get the top gainers and losers, funding rate bots. You get volume bots. You get over 20 bots when you get access to gold, as well as the indicator. Completely free, costs you absolutely nothing but signing up to the ref link, which we only get a share from the actual exchange itself. You don't lose any money or pay us any money. There's no upfront cost. There's no monthly fees. You get all of that, indicator plus 20 plus bots, absolutely free just for being on the ref link. The value is just absolutely fucking insane. That is how Woods rolls. He gives everything back that he can for the people that support him, and it's evident in what you guys get access to. Yeah, so I just do that manually, Yasin. So, right, this is a 4-hour level, so it's very simple. I have, I'm on Mac, I'm usually on my PC. But anyways, just you can take this, H. You can just draw a level like this. I have templates, so Woodsbot daily, H1, H4. I just go like that, and then you can just go 391. It's as simple as that, and now you have an H4 level there. You can turn the indicator off, and you can go down and have it there, right? So, we can't do it because of the limitations of TradingView, so we can't generate 4-hour levels on 30-minute charts and stuff. So I know a lot of people ask about that, and we would do it if we could, but you just have to do it. It takes 2 seconds manually, and you can honestly you can bang out 368. Takes no time at all. Just learn the shortcuts on TradingView, 354. And then it's as simple as that. And then you got your H4 levels. You can go down to any time frame and you can execute around them. So very simple. How do you copy paste? Yeah, so this content for free, so much appreciated by you guys. Yeah, like I said, man, we appreciate you guys coming through on a weekend, attending streams, being active in the community, enjoying what we're building. You know what I mean? We appreciate you guys as well. So these bots are unlimited garden. You just pick up the fruits. Honestly, man, the people that put in the work, the people that listen to the things that I say, the people that go through the education, take even one of the, 8 or 10 strategies I lay out, you can fucking change your life and learn to trade every single day, regardless of the market conditions. And no, it's not going to be easy. And no, it's not going to be fun all the time. It's not meant to be, but you can legitimately learn a strategy and a practice of trading that can change your life, that can bring you additional income. These bots can help you, even if you work a full-time job. These are designed that you can literally just sign in at any point, be like, oh, these are the alerts right now. The levels are right here, and execute. You don't have to be staring at charts all day. You don't have to not work full-time. It becomes very, very easy, and that's exactly what we want with these. Slayer Eyes says new bots are absolute killers. If I could only ask something special, that would be to get alerts only for 3 to 4 specific coins. Yeah. So it's a good suggestion and something that we're working on in the future. Like, man, I have been building this with the boys and Woods and stuff for 2 years. Like, I know what we have coming and stuff that we've never even announced. You guys have no fucking clue the things that are coming in the future. You know, like, these times have been tough for trading and stuff, but we are still behind the scenes building and building and building. And, you know, we're not here to play around. We're here to be the #1 trading bot and AI trading business Discord in the fucking game. And like, you guys will see soon the things that we're building. And, you know, the ones who are here and supporting, the ones who are active, the ones who are on our refs, the ones who have been around with us, you'll be grandfathered into these types of things, meaning you'll get access for the support you've given us. And there'll be specifics around all that when it comes, but just in general, you know, we give back to the people who have been riding with us. So there's fucking mind-blowing things coming for everybody. So just know that. I place daily levels on all my charts and then just move them around. Yeah, and that's an easy way to do, like what Kirby said. So if you place the H4 levels or the daily levels onto, say you have like 5 main charts, like this, for instance, right, on my Bitcoin chart. You know, I will always just have these levels on there, and then I'll wake up and like, maybe this one has shifted up here, maybe this one's the same, this one's the same, this one's shifted here. You just make small tweaks, and then for the next whatever 2 days, and these tweaks take you legitimately like 10 seconds, and then for the next 2 days your levels are all up to date and you can just check every now and then. So very, very simple in terms of the actual levels part. When we get accepted, will we get the Woodsbot RSI indicator on TradingView as well? Yeah, you will. Yeah. So when you join up, obviously you sign up under one of the ref links. That's the most important part. And then it's very simple. You just send in your UID to the corresponding exchange that you sign up on. We check all of these manually just to make sure that the money's in there and everything's under the ref link and stuff. So just give 24 to 48 hours, and then you'll get access. And then to get access to the indicator, you'll just come here, click this one time, do not spam this. And it's again gonna take 24 to 48 hours just because we check everything manually. There's no issues, you'll get access to everything. We just, you know, we're a small team, we run the shit manually to make sure everything's tight and everything's legit, and you'll get access. If you don't have access after 48 hours after uploading your UID, or you don't have access after 48 hours after uploading your TradingView information here after clicking get access, just open a ticket with the specific reason why, and just let us know, and we'll look into that and make sure it gets done for you. Saka, let's go. Happy to hear it. I have signed up on all the exchanges via Woods referral, done with Breakout Prop as well. The least I can do to support Woodsbot. Yeah, and again, for anyone who also trades like prop firms, we have partnered, Woodsbot has partnered with Breakout Prop. So if you don't know where the link is, or you have questions about that, just let us know, and you can sign up under Woods referral. I forget what the actual specifications of what you get in terms of like a discount and all that, but yeah, it's another way to support us, and it's another way to just be inside of the Woodsbot ecosystem in that regard if you're trading on prop firms. I'm looking now at the bots. Sick tech, bro. I was looking at the divs and was hoping there was a way to find a coin to pair with it being overbought or oversold. Now I have it. That's exactly it, man. It's the same way I trade too. It's like, you know, I'd wait for coins to be oversold or overbought, and then that's what I'd be looking for the divergences at. This literally combines the best of all of it. And then if you put the levels on, like I'm saying with the Woodsbot indicator, it is quite literally as close as you can get to being a complete just buy and sell signal. It's fucking insane. And we've dialed this down to the most effective and high performing bots we can over the last 2 years to give this iteration of the bots. All right, let's keep it rolling. So Loon C, let's see from the time of the div into the level. Beautiful 7% scalp here. Another short was Night. So again, this one came in, overbought, 30-minute div into your levels here. Beautiful setup. From here, you have, you know, just about a 12% move down. Absolutely money. Now we'll look at some H1, H4s. Because the bot's so new, there isn't a lot of dailies, but basically what I'm showing you guys with the M30s and the M15s, which there's not M15s here, it's the same thing though. These are going to be your intraday scalps. You can execute these literally intraday, hold them for upwards of a few hours to a few days, depending, right? The H4 and the daily, it's the exact same execution with divergences into levels, but you can use higher time frame levels, and this is how you can swing trade. So these bots work for any style of trader. I think this is a 1 hour. No, this is a 4 hour, right? So these are like the higher time frame signals where you compare with 4 hour and the daily level and 4 hour divergences. For scalping, me personally, I like to use the H4, the H2, and the H1 for levels, and I'll put dailies in there too, and then executing on 15-minute and 30-minute. The same exact principles apply when you're using the 4 hour time frame for higher time frame swings. I'm talking the trades that you can hold for a week to a couple weeks, right? The more high time frame parts where like you are actually bottoming out into a move that lasts, this was the 5th of February and you rallied all the way into the 20th, right? That's like a 2-week hold. Same idea here. Who knows if this holds or whatever, but it's the same principle. These are higher time frame swings where maybe you can hold this into a higher low all the way into whatever, right? And then you get your next 4 hour setup here with levels and daily and weekly levels. So you can play these depending on how you personally trade. If you just want to swing trade and you work a full-time job and you just want to hold trades for longer and not have to look so much, put your levels for H4 daily and weekly, even monthly, and then look to execute with these bots just on the 4 hour divergences versus executing intraday a little more, having to be at your setup on the 15 and 30-minute and stuff. Nicholsburg, yeah, for me personally, my highest hit rate setups come from H4 or daily levels with 30-minute divergences. So like I will most of the time be looking at the 30-minute OBOS RSI bot. That's like my bread and butter, but I'll also look at the 50-minute and execute on those as well. So another H4. So you can see here the alert was given here for this one. Slightly overbought, 71, so just above the 70 mark. So even at the level, like it's a bit high up, but this one played out for 7%. This looks strong, and you can see it's starting to like flip the level here. So again, not all of them are going to be home runs, right? But like the ones that you pair at the levels will usually at least give you a nice scalp, if not turn into intraday tops and bottoms or even higher time frame tops and bottoms, right? And this is why I'm saying go into the bot yourself. Just look at the alerts. Take an hour of your day if you're serious about this. Go look at the alerts from yesterday and the day before. Just go look at the chart. You don't have to do anything but put the Woodsbot indicator on. It'll show you exactly where the div is, and just look at what happened. Look if there's levels around it. Look at how you could have executed it. Use the replay tool to have price go into there and take a trade as if it was actually happening so that you can understand, you can see the pattern recognition of what's going on. You can look at 100 of these trades and understand, oh, this is how I would execute. These are the ones that don't work. Oh, when they break the div, I should get out because I get stopped out 7 times out of 10, blah, blah, blah. That's the work that you guys need to do. I'll give you the keys to the fucking city, but you need to take that. You need to put in a few hours a day or as much time as you possibly can if you're serious about this in order to understand for yourself how it works. Again, I know that these can be motivational, inspirational, but if you don't do anything after, there's no point, right? Like take this, be serious with it. I'll show you exactly the process to make sure that you're successful with this, and I'll run with you the whole way. So we got a few hour ones here. That's right, G2K. We're in this shit together. Everyone inside of this Discord is family. I want to see every single one of you guys succeed. I'm here on my Sunday just screaming at you guys and preaching how you can make money with these bots because I care and I want to see you guys fucking win. Period. We all do at Woodsbot. All right, so AVAX. We have the hourly divergence. You can see overbought directly into your H4 and H1 little cluster here. Beautiful 7% scalp lower, right? Simple as that. Take the trade into the level, or even when it closes, stops above the highs here. There you go. You have Zill, exact same thing. We got an hourly setup here into an H4 and an H2. Overbought, right? Just beautiful. This is what I'm talking about with the RSI. You can see the last one here that was in oversold was the bottom. You could have taken this, executed up 15%. Let's take a look. Guarantee you there's levels right here. What do you know? 398. You have your H4 level. So the bot wasn't running at this time, but if you just look, you can see this hourly oversold divergence into the H4 level was the bottom before the rally for 15% higher, where you could have TP'd and flipped short here with the next overbought div into the level, right? It's as simple as that, guys. This 30-minute here, you know, we have, it's not quite oversold, it's a bit choppy with the market right now, but like you can see how these divergences lead to reversals. And if you pair them with levels and you just let the bot tell you exactly which coins are making those overbought or oversold divs, you really can build out a strategy where I don't care if you work full time, you can just hop on the charts at any point and literally find trades. This is as close, again, I'll say it, as you can get when you pair the OBOS divergence bots with legitimate levels from our indicator. It is as close as you can get to a straight up buy and sell signal, and one that actually fucking works for real. But yeah, those are the examples. You know, we can go over and over examples and examples. It's going to be the same thing. I want you guys to just watch this video over, you know, take what I'm saying, go spend 30 minutes, an hour today or next week, a day, and just like look at this. And I guarantee if you just spend at least 1 hour just going through this, preparing for this video, took me a total of 10 minutes. That's it. Like, it's, you just go into here, you just look the coin up, use the divergence on the buy. I'll show you exactly where it is, paste your levels, and you can then just analyze it, look at it. How would I have traded this? What does it what happens to price when it's at these levels? Do I think that I would trade 15-minute or 30-minute or 1 hour better? Or am I a swing trader and then look at the 4 hour and the daily ones, right? But yeah, so I mean, any questions you guys have for the indicator, for the bots themselves, for this specific strategy, anything at all that doesn't make sense, like just let me know. Let's just have an open conversation now on how best to utilize this, what you guys can do, back testing, emotions, I don't even care, just whatever questions you guys got. Yeah, Vlad, I appreciate it too, bro. Appreciate you always coming through. See you putting in the work. Oh, sorry, I didn't see Bobby's question there. He says, when you have div after div on 30-minute, what guides your invalidation of trade from your experience? When you have a div on 30-minute from the bot, in what condition of BTC you see that a setup start to not follow the direction? So are you basically saying, like, when you have continuous divs, like let's say like Cyber here, when you have like continuous divs, at what point does the trade like not play out and like invalidate itself essentially? Just let me know for some clarification, Bobby. Yeah, okay. So essentially, one of the ways that I will play trades and divs specifically is they can invalidate themselves, right? So for instance here, like if at any point the RSI actually ended up going lower and like this div broke, for instance, or even this one, right, is like this, you know, started like this and made a new peak and like this div did not exist because it had broken, that would invalidate the trade for me. And then next I'd be waiting for the next div here to enter again. But a div being invalidated, like you can see here that these divs held the whole way through. Now this is a very low cap scammed fucking coin, right? So like these are harder to trade and they make less sense. Like I said, this is a low cap. They're not going to give you as clean of signals as mid caps and high caps. And I highly suggest just sticking to mid caps and high caps. But essentially, right, I wouldn't have entered the trade here because like, what is this? You know, you could have, but it's like 3% away from the level itself. So down here is where I would have entered. If any one of these had continued to push further down like this, and let me just take this off so it's clean. So if any one of these divs actually ended up like breaking because price went lower like this, I hate how it does that. because price went lower here, meaning that like the peak was now below this, so it was not a divergence. Like this has a higher low where price had a lower low. Then I would exit the trade manually because that would be invalidated. But as you can see, it just held the divs all the way through, which indicates to you that although price is going lower, actual seller momentum is waning into the level. So that's why I use the levels. Divergences in their essence mean that either buyers up here are losing momentum. Even though price goes higher, you have a divergence in the momentum indicator, indicating that although even price going higher means that like you're still losing momentum. Same as here. Price is going lower and lower and lower, but your RSI is not making lower lows. Your RSI is slowly curling up, indicating to you that momentum from the sellers is fading. And that is why you take the trades into the high time frame levels derived from 3 years worth of data plus up-to-date information. Because these are concrete levels, the divergence indicates to you that either buyers or sellers are losing momentum into that level. And that is why you take a trade at those levels. Now, if the div is broken, that means that sellers or buyers still have that momentum, and it's like invalidating the trade because the div is your trigger essentially. Yeah, I basically just cut it when it breaks. I've learned over time to try and think that I'm smarter than the market. Answering Kirby's question here, and then I'll get back to you, Hassan. I typically, well, no, not typically. So what I'm saying is I do close it when the div breaks because I've fucking tried to outsmart the market long enough. Like, oh, maybe this one's different. Oh, not wanting to just my own ego be wrong, thinking that it'll reverse. And, you know, statistically more times than not, when the div breaks, I just end up taking a stop loss versus if I just closed early and just accepted that the trade was invalidated and wrong, right? And that's something you'll just get used to over time. But again, this is the benefit of you having all of these alerts and stuff is you can go back test exactly that question across 50 trades in one day and have a very clear picture of the pattern recognition of what happens when a div breaks and how you would have lost the trade, especially if you're using the replay tool and being honest with yourself and saying, okay, I would take the trade here and then I would cut it when the div broke or not and seeing the result, right? So Hassan says, where would you place your stop loss for this? So, I mean, depends where I entered. And again, low caps are fucking hard because they can just swing. Like on a low cap, I'll pretty much just put a 4 or 5% stop. Like unless there is, let's just take this off, right? So the thing that's difficult about low caps is like it can so easily just swing down, take this out, and the play just play out fully. Like they're just low caps. The volatility, the liquidity sweeps is just nasty. But you know, if I was playing this and let's say I didn't even get in perfect like up here because like we're just not gonna assume I just like sniped the fucking Pico H4, but like I'd probably just put my stop like, to be honest, I'd probably just do 5% because in a trade like this I'm not expecting to just catch like a 5% move up. Like I'd be targeting up here, kind of like the original breakdown here, you know, into this like wick, this whole area. Just naturally you're most likely just probably going to get even a mechanical bounce of just people piling into shorts. That's like this divergence here is essentially signaling that like people are trying to like short this breakdown, but like they're losing momentum into like a key level. You're most likely just going to squeeze these people out. So, you know, I would just enter here and on a low cap, I would probably put like a 5% stop. Now, when it comes to stop loss placement, you know, this is something that everybody approaches in. There is a general way to approach it, and it is an invalidation. So the most important thing that I can talk to you guys about in terms of if you want to learn how to play stop losses is study and understand structure. A stop loss is meant to be the trade's invalidation. That is the whole point of it. It is not some abstract place you put where it's like, oh, this is all I'm willing to risk. Your stop loss in proper trading is meant to be that when price goes there, it is invalidated. Your idea is invalidated. Now, the most optimal and structured way to do that is by using structure in terms of the trade, meaning that like if a trade was to go below a structural low and make another lower low, but you're longing, like then the trend is to the downside and your trade is actually invalidated. Now that's why it's hard on these like low caps because like you know, like, what the fuck is this? It's just it's just scam action left, right, and center. So you have to be a little more wary on low caps, and I suggest just use a 5% stop. On a low cap, you're not looking to like, oh, I'm a TP on 3% move. Yeah, maybe, but like that's not the right way, because your RR, your actual, you know, EV on that trade is gonna be bad, because you can easily get wicked out 3% and then the trade run fucking 20. Like, low caps are difficult. So there's nuances to it, but I would say the most important thing is just learn and understand structure, and you will be able to figure out where to place logical and, you know, methodical stop losses. Like, I've been taking trades with TPs mostly around 1%. I usually put stops with the above and lower levels via premium indicator. Yeah, and again, that's another perfect way to trade, right? Like, you can use the actual indicator itself for your stop losses. So let's just take rows, for instance. So if we look at the 4 hour, I don't know where the next 4 hour level is, probably far away. Yeah, like, that's way too far. But you can use lower levels too and look and say, like, okay, right, like, this is clearly a structural point on the chart, right? Your higher high, you have your higher low. You know, now it's just kind of chopping. It's no structural break. But like, let me just add this 2 hour level. Give you an example. All right, so coming back to this trade here, when we get, sorry, it's kind of annoying on the laptop. When we get this divergence into the level, which is what we executed on, right? You could put your stop under this structural area here. Like, you don't want price to start going below there, because then you're making a new lower low, right? You're betting on the fact that this structurally it's a perfect example here. You're betting on structurally that this was the structure, this was your low, but you made a higher high, and now you're betting on a higher low because you want to see price do this and continue up, right? So you're betting on this being a higher low with the divergence into there. So you would take this trade and you would have your stop. You could use the level here, but you would just want your stop to be not at the perfect wick, but you could do it too at the wick, right? You just risk it getting swept, and that's a 3% stop. So it's like, you know, just put it like 4% or put it like under here, for example, because the invalidation is extremely clear here. If price were to do this, right, and do this, you then don't have this higher low, you have just another lower low, right? Like, so that is like clear, real invalidation. That's what I'm saying, like, learn structure, because it will help you understanding where to place your stop losses with a lot more confidence and a lot more effectiveness. That your risk management. Do you cut as soon as it breaks? Bobby says that your risk management in percent if you enter exactly on div. Like, how much do I risk on the trade if I enter on the div? Is that what you're asking, Bobby? Yeah, so, I mean, essentially it's basically all the same. I'll risk less on the weekends than I do during a weekday, but, you know, I'll risk anywhere from 2 to 3%. Like, if I'm super confident on the trade too, it's like sometimes I'll risk 5%. I don't suggest that unless you're, you know, experienced and you have strategies that work and stuff. Like, just stick to 1 or 2% max, you know, maybe 2% on Bitcoin and ETH, 1% on alts. And then when it comes to the weekend, just risk less. Weekends are so fucking bad. You can easily just give back gains from the week. Just risk 0.5 or 1% on the weekends. You know, you don't need to be a hero. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You know, weekends are rough. Don't give back hard-earned money on the week, but you can still trade and build your strategy and things like that. Take the recent ETH OBOS div M15. Premium indicator says next 2 levels for 15-minute levels are. Yeah, so I don't ever use 15-minute levels, not gonna lie. I'll use hourly, 2 hour, and there's just way too much noise for me on lower time frames like that. Signals are just not as clear. So for me, I use right? So if we apply the levels here, you have a very clear level here, right? So if I was looking to take this trade, you know, given it's the weekend too, like I can easily see us doing something like this where we actually go into this level. So I wouldn't want to just place my stop like right at it, but if I was looking to take this trade, you know, I mean, ideally I would just put my stop down here. It's only 1.8%. And like, that's real invalidation, right? Like if you're looking to take this trade and what you're expecting is even a move back to here, or, you know, this to hold, right? If you want to have even just playing level to level, for example, like even if you're just going to target a 3% move on ETH, right? For risk reward purposes, like you could just do like a 1.3, 1.4% stop, because essentially you don't want to see price like down into here. Now you could get wicked on this and it could go, like that's something that you risk. But again, if you get a nice move like this and you get another div into here, right? That's an entry right there. Like in this area here, that's beautiful. And then your invalidation is so crystal clear because it's under this next level here. And it becomes like a very nice trade. You flip this level, it becomes very nice, right? So it's a super choppy area, but you are approaching support. Like this is, you know, where you want to look for a trade, especially if you sweep this low into here and you create a div. Taking a trade inside of this with a divergence, like you most likely catch a really nice move out. Like that's like perfect, right? Bit difficult where it is now, being slightly above, but you can take that trade. You can take that trade and just have stops below here, right? But yeah, the logical stop is like, you know, down below this level. Like the actual logical area that you don't want price to go is down here. So, you know, a sweep into here is fine, even if you take the trade here. You just don't want price to lose this level because we will go here. So even if, you know, we've like whatever, come down and you chop around in here and then go up because that is support, perfect, right? You're fine. Or you can wait for the div into here and take the trade in here, and that's even better. I would place around 19.5. 5% stop loss even if I'm trading 15 to 30 minute. Also, how long should trade be held? Till now, it has been working fine for me on almost all the recent trades I've taken except for one. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is like, I know that you're taking profits real quick on trades, and that's fine. Like we're in super choppy conditions, you know, like if you're stacking money by just taking real quick profits, this isn't the time to be holding trades expecting 10, 15, 20%. The beauty about this OBOS div bot, especially the 30-minute, is you really can catch intraday tops and bottoms. Like as you can see, like from all of these examples, right? Like they end up turning into like multi-day trades or even multi-hour trades, and they can give you really nice moves. And if you go and backtest yourself, you'll see that 30-minute divs in overbought or oversold do generally tend to lead to like really nice moves, like up here, right? You didn't get 30-minute divs again here. Even if you took this trade, you printed hard. Took this trade, you took an L, but then took the next trade into the support. Like you're still absolutely printing. And that's the thing is, you're not gonna win every trade. Don't expect to. But like if you just stick to a strategy that works, you know, that you have a hit rate with, like even this one, like these all played out for like 10%, right? What I'm trying to say is 30-minute and 1 hour divergences into levels can typically give you very nice intraday tops and bottoms. 15-minute kind of in between. But like if what you're doing is working, Hassan, because I know it is, I can see your confidence, I can see that you're smashing trades. If you're taking profits quick, that's fine. Like we're in choppy conditions. The only thing I would say and suggest is that like just be cognizant that like when we break out and we do trend, that will be the opposite of what you want to do. And this is one of the key skills of being a trader and being a successful trader in this industry, is understanding and being able to pinpoint when we're breaking out and trending or we're actually ranging and choppy. Because if you can switch how you approach the market when we're ranging and trade it like you are right now, Hassan, and then adapt to it and hold trades longer, expect bigger TPs, take less off on TPs and stuff when we're trending, That's how you become a proficient trader who capitalizes the most that they can and the most possible on trending moves, but then protects capital and secures quick wins in ranging conditions. If we go from trending into ranging and you treat it the same, trying to just swing every trade and catch bottoms and tops, you're going to round trip everything. You're going to take a bunch of stops. You're going to be beyond frustrated. And then vice versa. If we break out and we start trending and you're treating it like ranging trading, and instead of longing the whole trend up, let's say, you're just trying to scalp short everything and you're just getting blown out every single time. You're taking TPs way too quick on your longs. Inversely, you're going to miss out on the gains there. So it is like one of the number one skills that a trader can develop is understanding when we're ranging or when we're trending and having different strategies across TPs, moving stops, break even, entries and stuff based on those conditions. And I try to teach you all guys that in here. Like, for those that don't know, those who haven't gone through it, I cover this every time because it's important. I teach you guys all of this in the education. So I'll teach you guys, how to trade with the specific bots we have in here, like specific strategies, but then I'll also teach you how to build a daily bias, how to scalp with Woodsbot, how to swing trade, and then I'll teach you how to trade ranging conditions. I'll teach you how to trade trending conditions, right? You can learn all of this again for free. It all comes with the gold. How to trade in low volume conditions like the weekends, long weekends, holidays, things like that, or just when we're slow and choppy like this. I teach you guys all of that in here. Exact bots to use with video breakdowns. It's all in here for you guys. So it is a huge step up with the new bots combining div with OBOS. It is much less noise and just very focused signals. Yeah, it's absolutely insane. Like, these bots, like I said, been building and developing with the boys for over 2 years, and this is truly like the culmination of like the most effective bots that we have. And quite literally, when you combine it with the levels and you combine it with these alerts, it's essentially you can go into your charts and buy sell signal, do some general TA, but it's getting as close as possible to that. So I literally see you guys already printing with these in here. A bunch of people are just absolutely snapping trades off of these. And everyone can take the exact same trades. It's right there. The alerts are there. The levels from the indicator are the same for every single person using them. We can all win on this, and that's why I'm here, trying to make sure that you guys understand this, that the update, that you can see the potential in this, and you can go ahead and use it, and you can go ahead and build your strategy with it, print with it, on and on. It's been a pretty good stream though. Appreciate again all you guys' questions and stuff. I'll leave it open for another few minutes if there are any more questions. Otherwise, we'll wrap it up. But yeah, just keep them coming if you guys have them. There are no stupid questions. Always remember that. I didn't get to where I am today by not asking questions. Funny story is that actually me and Dal were taking Woods' wood shop back in the day. And the only reason we got to know Woods is because we were literally in his DMs saying like, yo, bro, like, I want to learn from you. Like, we're hungry. Me and Dal would do workshops from Woods, and then me and him would hop on separately afterwards and compare our notes and look at charts. Like, we were dead serious about this. Woods could see it. We're pinging Woods in chart ideas and wealth group. Like, yo, what do you think of this trade? Analyze this trade. Just hounding him, right? Like, he could see that we were hungry. And just, I look back and like, sure, it's easy to think that the questions you're asking are stupid because you don't have experience, but every single person starts at the same point. And the only reason I got to where I am personally, like speaking from personal experiences, is by asking those questions, being curious, like trying to get the answers from people who had them, who had put in years of experience. This is one of the coolest industries in that sense, that you can rub shoulders with people like Johnny, people like Woods, people like Aztecs, people like Eli from Wealth Group and stuff, and legitimately just ask them inside a Discord. You can't go into like soccer and then just ask the greats of soccer, their strategies, or talk to them about charts. Like, in this industry, it's fucking cool, right? Like, you can get real close to these people and just ask questions and stuff and get answers and get feedback from them and everything. It's beautiful. Let's go. And like, honestly, like, I can see Hassan hustling, man, and you can see the results. You know, this dude, he's attending the stream. You all are. Like you know, there's only 20 something people here. Every single one of you is here on a Sunday. You know what I mean? You could be doing anything. You could be fucking going to church. You could be having brunch. You could be like chilling with the wife, kids, family, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, right? Out having fun. But it's like you guys are here listening to me scream and shout at you about how to make money with the bots. You guys are putting in the work right now. So like, again, thank you for coming to the stream. Thank you for showing support for Woodsbot and stuff. You know, this is a win-win, right? I see you guys here. It motivates me to push harder. It motivates all of us at Woodsbot to push harder, right? Like, I want all of you to take these things seriously, to put in the work and to literally change your life with trading and the tools and bots we have here, because you literally can. I know you can. It's the same way all of these other people have before, myself included. Like, you can unlock some great things here that give you back your time in your own life with your family, with your friends, take you away from your full-time positions and jobs slowly, or help you build savings, whatever it is, right? Like, this is an invaluable skill to learn that transfers across markets. You can use, again, our indicator on legacy markets, on the S&P, on anything. It works. Any chart on TradingView, gold, doesn't matter. You can take all this and use it, right? So it doesn't just apply to crypto, but it's a skill set that can change your life. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, Vlad, that's exactly it. It's like the more questions you actually have and the more questions you actually ask, it's like the more you learn. And it's like, you know, it's what we're here for. Again, I say it every stream and it sound like a broken record, but like, this is a no bullshit Discord, right? There's not a single ounce of negativity of someone like talking down on, like, I'll fucking, you know, I'll snap on that. We all will. Like, we don't tolerate the negativity, any of that bullshit, right? This is like an open space where, again, everything I'm saying, I just want to see you guys win. We all do at Woodsbot. That is at the core and the heart of what we do, right? It's like, this is a space where you can ask any question. You can be from any level of trading. You can use the bots and the indicators, whether you're a beginner or a pro, and it all works, right? And we're all here for the same reason, and it's going to stay that way. Yeah, cheers G2K. Cheers, Nichols. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate all of you. Sorry, I missed your question here, champ. If we have our futures account funded on BitUnex already, do we have refunded again for the 500? So when you submit your UID, just make sure you got $500 in there and you're just like somewhat actively trading on that. So, you know, the requirements are $500 minimum and then just trading on it. Submit your UID and then, yeah, you'll be approved on there. All right, guys, any last questions here before we wrap it up? It's been a good stream. I think those bots are pretty clear. And anyway, I recorded this, so yeah, thank you, champ. You as well, bro. Any questions you have or any issues you run into, just hit me up in general chat or just open up a ticket and we'll help you out. Yeah, appreciate you guys coming through. As always, it's been a good stream. I hope you guys can see how powerful these bots are. Get using them, get, you know, back testing with them. And like, they're printing right now, like I'm saying, conditions are fucking god awful. Even the guys who've been trading for 15 years, they're just not trading because they know this isn't the time to trade. Like, markets are tough right now. So don't get down on yourself if you're struggling. Dive into these bots and the strategies and education we have in the Discord. Guarantee you put in the time like that, when conditions turn around and change, you're going to be the ones printing. So you wait the Monday range for pairing a div with a Monday range sweep, example coins. Yeah, 100%. That's another way you can use it, Bobby, is that's just more levels from the indicator. We give you Monday range and you can wait for Monday range to form on Monday, and then you can execute the divergences into the either sweeps of highs or lows. That's definitely another way you can trade. 100% champ when bull we print. Kirby, we're absolutely going to kill it. G2K, appreciate you. All right, guys, take care. Have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And yeah, we'll keep killing it next week. Talk to you guys later. Peace.